The debates and decisions that are shaping our continent now in Europeans.
Are immigrants welcome in Switzerland? Pilar is part of Geneva's one-third immigrant population. From Spain, she came to work as a housemaid at the end of the first wave influx after World War II, when many Portuguese and Italians were also arriving. Later, she co-founded an immigrant support group. Finally retired, she worries about today's newcomers.
I sense a feeling of discomfort and uneasiness with the new immigration these past few years. Firstly, it's because it's coming from cultures that are more different, from further away, and also because those who came first, feeling more at home because they're European and no longer like foreigners, have come to believe that others are the strangers. And that is serious, really serious. That really does worry me.
Today's arrivals come on either a quota basis, or to rejoin family, or because of wars and economic penury. They often need support from the welfare system. Both private and public associations try to provide a basis for integration, for example with courses in literacy, or by providing a setting to practice the adopted language in. Fatime from Kosovo has applied for asylum, but without success so far. A lawyer with one of the associations is helping her. She's raising her 3 children on her own, on a welfare subsistence wage. Since her refugee work permit is only valid for 1 year, she's not very marketable.
It's not easy with an F permit. They don't accept it. They either want someone with a different status or Swiss. It's hard.
And yet Switzerland has a strong need for both highly qualified and less qualified workers. 1/5 of the population is not Swiss-born. Even though she earned a degree in international relations from a Swiss university, this immigrant from Peru managed to get no further than a secretarial post at the United Nations office in Geneva.
It's a bit hard to take at a personal level, but on the other hand, I try to look at the big picture. It suits me that I can also spend more time with my daughter. So I try to find a justification, but it's hardly glamorous.
The diversity of the country's immigrants notwithstanding, the populist right portrays it in terms of black and white. The campaign by the governing coalition members, the Swiss People's Party, to expel some outsiders led to clashes with the left. Anti-foreign feeling has become easier to see, according to the head of an organization for minorities. He rejects the populists' argument that immigrants are enjoying too much tolerance.
We simply ignored them till the 1990s. The immigrants were here, but they didn't bother anyone. They were avoided, there wasn't any contact. As long as one doesn't look at them, one has nothing against them. But there was no active help for integration. Any proposals for that were defeated in a referendum. Now, in one fell swoop, there's this argument that says we were too tolerant, that we should set up clear limits. It's a swindle.
The city of Basel in the German-speaking part of Switzerland is held up as a model of active assistance. With its industry and borders shared with France and Germany, it has a lot of foreigners. For several years now, the approach here has been to pay attention to the new arrivals immediately, and not only when problems develop. Their potential is considered. In return for giving them help, demands are also placed on them. Immigrant neighborhoods were improved. For example, this park. It used to be a drug trafficker's hangout. Now it's been restored. Women are offered free German language instruction. An integration official explains how commitment on the immigrants' part is encouraged.
We demand that the rights guaranteed in the Constitution are applied, equality and mandatory schooling. People must learn German. The laws must be applied and respected. Each person must develop and integrate according to his own possibilities and potential.
Stirring some controversy, Basel has proposed that contracts be drawn up with foreigners that as a last resort would threaten them with expulsion if they don't follow the rules. These students are learning German quite willingly. Michael is Mauritian. His wife is Swiss. In Mauritius, he worked as a musician, a tourist monitor, electrician and plumber. But like so many strangers in Switzerland, his qualifications are not officially recognized here. So for the moment, he makes up the rooms in a hotel. Ask him if he feels any sort of xenophobia from his new compatriots, and his answer is no.
I find the people really nice in Switzerland. In the street, when I run for the bus, there are people who'll hold the door, people who'll wait for me. Little things they do make me feel good. It's not as though they're racist. I don't see any of that.
Like Michael, Nicola, who's English, firmly believes Switzerland is hospitable to those who make an effort. A university professor of ethics who's been living here for 25 years, her advice is clear.
Learn German, learn German and learn German. Learn the language, be positive and smile. Because most of the Swiss are so nice, but of course
you have to give all the time. The
Swiss are foreign to us and we are foreign to them. It requires a lot of work and tenacity to learn the language, to open up. One can't just sit there and wait for the Swiss to be nice. Why should they be? One has to not quite deserve it, but one has to work for it.
This is not the first backlash to a wave of immigration in Switzerland, and in any case, says an economist we speak to, who specialises in migration research, it has taken time in the past, but the Swiss have always got over it.
It seems to me that they'll surmount this fear of immigration once again. The question is at what price? Must still firmer measures be accepted? They're rather firm already. Do we have to go that far? Or can we keep up a tradition of tolerance and accept a society where there's going to be a lot of immigration?
Switzerland's post-World War II wave of immigrants is an indispensable and integrated part of its economy and society today. Will that be the case for the ones who've come more recently?